All right, what is going on? Last time you guys saw us, we were at Formula Drift, Englishtown, New Jersey. This time we're somewhere in the woods in Connecticut and we want to show you guys something.
We've been doing YouTube for almost a year now with Ignition Speed, but we haven't shown you what we drive. Let's go check it out.
All right, so this is my 2004 Nissan 350Z.
This is my 1996 E36 328i.
I've had this car for 3 years now, and I actually had just unwrapped it. A lot of you guys remember it red. We'll put a picture of it right here. We had it red for 2 years, and that was really fun. We did it ourselves, me and Colin. Shout out to Colin, you actually. Him, Noah Fontaine, Jay Medeiros, Jack, everyone came over and just thrashed on the Z for a good 2 weeks before the 2022 car season. And then I got bored of it, peeled it back to its gray original paint, and it held up well. Now, I used to have a 2004 Honda Civic, and I do a lot of snowboarding in the wintertime, and that car, my buddies remember it, it was not the best car. Like, doing more than 65 miles per hour in that thing put you at a death trap, and it was scary. So I got a 2013 Audi S4, and that car has been one of the best winter dailies I've ever had. I used to have an A4, and the S4, so much better, everything about it. It's much more reliable, knock on wood, and it's been the winter car. Like, we've taken that up north countless times, and I'm going to do the exact same thing this upcoming winter with that car. So for those of you guys who are like, oh, why haven't you built the S4? This is the priority car. The S4 is just the daily.
So I haven't had this car for a while. Obviously it needs a lot of TLC. It's got, fueling issues, so it runs rich, it needs suspension, all the good stuff. But my daily, like you guys saw in, I think it was the private day video. Yeah, I showed it there. I did like a little driving POV. It's a Mark 7 GTI. It used to be yellow, put a picture right here. I used to be called Pika GTI. I'm still called Pika, but my car is gray now. It's still got the silver Con's eyes on it. It's my daily. It drives mint. It's got 170,000 miles on it, but that car has a special place in my heart. It's not the fastest, it's not the best, it's not a track car, it's not a race car, but I got that car, and then my buddy Mason Brown, which is really close friends with Kyle, he hit me up. He was like, dude, cool car, because he had a Volkswagen at the time. He had a GLI. No, he had a Jetta. Yeah, he just had a Jetta. So he had a Jetta, I got the GTI, and he was hyped. And then he got a GTI. He was like, hey man, come out to a flare meet. Kyle Waterman and I, we run it. I was like, I never been to a car meet. I just got this GTI. That was about like 2.5 years ago, I think about 2 years ago. And that initiated me and Kyle bonding again, because we went to elementary school together, middle school, high school, but we didn't really have any classes. So Flare is kind of like our media community for cars. It's like a car meet, but it's more revolved around the community and media aspect of it. So Kyle and I got together, did some pictures. I went to Dream Ride with him. I went to different sorts of cars and coffees and car events, and he convinced me to get a Sony A7 II. I started taking pictures, doing media, and that's kind of like the origin story of me and Kyle. There's more depth to it, but that's kind of like a quick sum up of it. So you might be asking, what's done to these cars? Are they stock? Are they modified? Are they supercharged? Are they making 80 pounds of boost? The answer is no, they're not making 80 pounds of boost. They're both NA.
Supercharged or turboed.
So they're both NA. So my 1996 328i E36 has a M52 motor in it. It's not the S52 like the M3s are. Sad case, but M3s are very taxed, and it's very hard finding a E36 with no rust. It's got a little bit of rust in the trunk, but that's pretty common. The seal's kind of like broke and water got into it, trapped, rusted out, whatever. But on the rockers, everything's clean. So the M52 is a great motor. I do have some running rich issues. I did fix the idle because I replaced a bunch of parts for it, like the idle control valve, the MAF, coil packs, spark plugs. I just replaced the valve cover gasket on it. It's leaking on cylinder 1, I believe. I did a smoke test. I'll put the video right here. It's you can tell it's a little smoky, a little leaky. I'm working on it. I got this car like June 1st. So it's been almost a month. July 1st will be my birthday. So 1 month anniversary is on my birthday. But I do have Rev 9 coilovers at home. I didn't want to go BCs or anything expensive. I want to go in between. It's actually a very entry-level coilover, but it's got stiffer spring rate than Raceland's, I believe. It's like 6K and 8K, which is not bad. The rear shocks are pretty blown. I'll show you guys that later. My future plans for this car, I want to make it a streetable drift car. So welded diff, a little bit of angle kit, I think, maybe, not too much angle. But I want to make it a car where I can take it on a skid pad, but also drive it home. So I don't want something that's going to be emptying my pockets out every time I drift it. But I want to be able to drive to work or drive to Kyle's house, drive to Connecticut. Welded diff is like, you know, not the best for like, you know, rainy situations or like long travel, but it should be good. I'll wait for this car to go
They're
by.
making noise. They're driving at the camera too.
I know.
Looking at us.
Want to take a picture of me?
No,
thank
it's
you.
a recording, but
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
I didn't say no, sorry.
I'm sorry.
How do you want followers? You want this and that?
That's a good point.
No.
It's true.
How old are you?
21.
I feel, what's your name? Listen, my oldest son. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna write a review. Fuck that shit.
What is going on?
And my second son.
Because I'm filming. I can't.
Filming.
An intro to our cars. Maybe next
What are
time.
you recording? What the fuck are you recording?
An intro.
An intro of what?
Our drift cars.
I don't see no fast fucking cars racing up in here.
Hell no,
Yeah, we're not going to
here.
be doing donuts here. We don't want to do that.
You're recording.
Oh, now we're recording us.
No, what are you? I got a picture. No, what are you recording? No, stop, bitch. I'm just being a bitch. What the fuck are you recording to your cars?
An intro. Like we're explaining
What
our
is the
cars.
intro?
Oh my.
An intro to our cars.
No, you get the hypothesis fucked up.
An intro to our cars. You know,
What are you intro? There's nobody coming through here.
no, we're telling our followers, you know, the cars that we
I
have.
don't see nobody following you. I'm no
'Cause we do professional media at like Formula Drift and stuff like that. So
Dude, who knew Norbert was this
this is crazy. All right.
Hey, let me tell you, I have a 27 and a 25-year-old and a 15-year-old.
This is not the place. Stinky, stealing, glad, pretty. No.
And my oldest enjoyed the military for 4 years, and my second one went to Johnson's and Wales, and he's the head chef.
Wait, hold
That's
on.
awesome.
You guys.
No way.
No.
That's pretty cool.
Did I?
That's cool.
Did I?
No, I'm not being a bitch.
Did I?
You guys recording, you guys.
Did we ask?
It's a personal documentary for us. Like we travel the world and we do like, huh? No, thank you.
With nails.
Oh God, that's crazy. That's a wild statement. That's a wild
Right
statement.
now?
Like I don't even have a license.
He's 16.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't even have a license. Oh no.
What are you doing?
He just
I
got
don't
his
know.
first car.
Well, no, he just flew me in from Ireland, so
Your name is TJ.
it's
Yeah,
TJ.
that's-
Oh no, TJ! No,
Oh my God, I forgot what I was saying. I'm gonna. Okay, you guys saw. I'm putting that in the video. You guys just saw a couple Puerto Rican ladies just like absolutely violate us with like so many comments. They're definitely wasted. They were like nice at
When we
first,
see a
and then they're
car
so
in a tree
aggressive.
out here, that is the reason
They
why.
were so aggressive. Like after like the
That's
first
on
2
their
minutes.
you already know what's going on their Facebook.
And then
all that
I
shit.
told them that he was 16. They fucking took off. Oh my God,
No,
no!
as soon as you said TJ, that's my
TJ.
ex's name. It set them off because they're drunk and you're hurt in your head.
That was so bad.
They're cocked.
Yeah,
Yo, what are you guys doing?
we're doing an intro to our cars because we do like professional media at like tracks and stuff for a brand. So they don't know admission speed. So we don't. They don't know like what we drive. I just got that BMW. And I also have a GTI. Yeah, we did. We did. We got the audio. Is it still recording?
Yes.
That was pretty solid. That was kind of scary though.
Like we come out to film our cars once. We're usually at these events.
Yeah, like this. I thought this was gonna be like a quiet area, but I guess not. All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for stopping. That was it was funny.
Make sure we weren't getting attacked.
I thought that was them. I thought that was them.
They're back.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bro. Why is everyone weird here? Sorry, you guys are weird. Weird. This is something.
This is something.
What the fuck?
All right. Should we record that? All right. You guys just saw some bloopers of a couple ladies coming up to us and just like absolutely violating us with like
We're in the
like,
middle of
roast
nowhere right now.
Comments.
Supposedly not.
It was funny, but you guys just saw those bloopers. And then workers came up to us. So that was a pretty funny moment. But I'm gonna restart what I was saying. We now have a shop. I don't know by the time this video is uploaded if we're actually gonna be moved into the shop, but we do have a shop that is in works if we're not moved in yet. If we are moved in, probably gonna see that video first, maybe after, who knows. This video should be uploaded like end of July-ish, like mid-July, around that. Probably like end of July. So that's exciting news because I can bring this car to the shop and install parts when I get parts. It's gonna be a slow build because I don't want to go into debt and lose all my money. So my main goal is I have Rev 9 coilovers at home. I want to install those coilovers. I'm gonna replace the tie rods. I want to get the suspension basically dialed in. Fully dialed in would be like rear subframe bushings and stuff like that, but that's gonna be a later time. That's gonna be a shop job because I'm gonna need to leave the subframe on the floor at the shop because it's gonna take a long time to punch those bushings out and put new ones in. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm gonna need a torch. Probably like a very, very hot torch. But I'm gonna let Kyle take it away and explain his 350Z and his modifications.
So my 04 350Z, it's not tuned. It's got headers. It's got an exhaust. It's on teen coilovers and Kansai K&Ps. And then when we wrapped the car, we had put headlights on it. Owner before had taillights on it, and then if you can see, they're not the original OEM mirrors that I have. And no, they're not true Ganadors. I will put that out there right now. I did not spend $2,000 on Ganador mirrors. They're from eBay, and they look pretty good. I just gotta get them paint matched. I usually have a front lip on my car and like a whole kit for it. But other than that, the plans for this car, kind of like Dan said with his, is make it a streetable drift car. I mean, it's a 350Z. It's not a beat 350Z like half this 95% of the Zs you see around here. It's one owner. I have 85,000 miles on this thing. There isn't a rip inside this interior. Everything on it is pretty much excellent. So make it like a streetable drift car, weld the diff, get an LSD in it, something like that, and call it a day. All right, so this silver paint I have on my Z, it held up really well considering my wrap was on for 2 years. And shout out to Dan and Jack because you guys made me re-fall in love with like the whole paint of this car. It is a very pretty gray. Sitting on wheels, Kansai K&Ps, they're the gunmetal color, so they're basically paint matched, and I want to get rid of these like meaty tires and get a little bit smaller tire to get a little lower and something that will be easier to drift. And other than that, I want to get the duckbill on. I have a bunch of stuff for it that I just haven't been able to get painted yet because we've been traveling for the last few weeks, as you guys have seen, but it's pretty clean. I'll show you guys the interior. The seats you guys see, those are not the original seats. Thankfully, my great uncle, he does reupholstery, so I had bought the stitches for the new color that I have here, and I did those in that color. If I were to go back, I probably am gonna get black bucket seats for my future plans on this car, but for driving and the amount of times we've taken this car to like New Hampshire in the fall, these seats have done the job. It is a 6-speed manual. One thing that I had to have looking for a 350Z was it was a hardtop and it was manual, under 100K miles. Thankfully, I found all three with this car. I didn't find it easily. We searched for 3 months and I ended up going 5.5 hours past Augusta, Maine, dead of winter to find this car at 50,000 miles. And as you can tell, the interior, it's just clean. There's not rips. I have this dash carpet protecting it because I don't want it cracking. And other than that, it's just kept nice. This was like a show car for the last 2 years, and now with the garage and shop that Dan brought up, I want to start doing more with this car.
So this baby right here has some solid paint on it, absolutely clean. I'm kidding. The paint is scuffed up. It's got a lot of scratch marks. It's got clear coat missing, but I don't expect too much from a 1996 car. The wheels I have on it right now came with the car when I bought it. They're Style 19 OEM BBS BMW wheels. I believe they're from a 5 Series BMW, which is actually kind of cool. The hub didn't really match up. It wasn't hub centric, so I bought some hub rings to kind of center them. The interior, like Kyle said, he has no rips in his interior. Me, on the other hand, I have all the rips in my interior and there's a lot of stuff missing. I literally don't even have headliner, which is crazy. The taillights on here, they're aftermarket. I don't know what brand. They're probably just eBay taillights. They work. So I'm not gonna replace them unless I find a good deal on OEM taillights because they're kind of tinted, which I don't really like. The exhaust is a Flash Shark, I believe, exhaust. It's just like a $300 exhaust I bought because the previous owner just cut off the exhaust and put straight pipe on it, and it was way too loud, so I had to, fix that. I wanted to have a mellow tone, but still a little loud. So that's perfect. It's just 3-inch exhaust all the way back with a muffler. It's mint. So this car is actually from Florida. I did buy it in Connecticut, but it was mostly in Florida for its life. A lot of times you'll see rust on the quarter panel, on the rocker, which there's no rust or rot on this car. Like I said before, there's rust in the trunk because I'm pretty sure the seals, the trunk seals, are damaged or rotted out or something, dry rotted, and water got inside the trunk and just sat in there for a little bit. Fun fact, this car only drove like 50 miles in the last 2 years until I bought it. So that kind of explains why it has, you know, it's rich and stuff like that. Probably needs new fuel injectors or new fueling, whatever. Probably new vacuum lines. I want to do most of the work on this car myself. Like even replacing a clutch, I want to do myself, which I've never done before. But if we have to shop, when we have to shop, I can do that myself. I can have Jay's help, Kyle's help, Dan's help. We can all learn together. Jay definitely knows how to replace a clutch, so he's going to be very clutch in building this car with me. What I'm most excited for, coilovers. I just need it lower. I need it stiffer. They're kind of blown out, so it's not really fun driving when I'm on the highway. And also the steering wheel shakes at higher speeds. Actually, sometimes it just stops shaking for some reason, which I don't know why, but I'll show you my interior. So this car doesn't have OEM seats. They're from an E36. They're the sport seats, so they're, you know, they move electronically. They do work. My battery's unplugged because I have a parasitic leak, which you probably heard about in the previous video when I was talking to TJ Hunt. But this car is a 5-speed. I believe it has the Z4 transmission, but I'm not too sure because it was manual swapped. I looked the VIN up on like a Florida website or something, and it came up as automatic. So I just assumed it was manual swapped. But it's pretty mint. It shifts. It needs new linkage. It's very sloppy in each gear, but it's a solid transmission from what I can tell. There's no like grinding or whining or whatever, which is solid. This engine does have lifter tick, which I'm just gonna run a thicker oil because I put 5W30 in it. So I'm probably gonna put like 10W30 in it, Valvoline, full synthetic. Should help it a little bit. It is an older car, so it is what it is. But anyways, my interior has no headliner. The door panels are kind of fucked up a little bit. Everything's kind of dry in here. So what I would like to do is do like a huge refresh on the interior, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Like headliner, it doesn't really leak water, just in the windows. Oh yeah, speaking of the windows, I need new window regulators because when I roll up the windows, they roll up unevenly. So I can't really, you know, close them just by rolling up the window. I have to like shove it back into where it needs to be to close it and seal it, which is kind of annoying. I would like to just roll up my windows as I please without it being uneven. As far as the interior goes, that's basically it. It does have a head unit, which I think is the cause of my parasitic leak with my battery. So I just leave it unplugged when I'm not driving it. Just fine, just pop the trunk, put it back in. We're good to go. Good.
And I know we're missing Dan right now, and if you guys are probably wondering, what does Dan drive? So I believe, Dan, don't quote me on this, it's a 2016 Veloster R-Spec, and now this thing used to have the most badass fucking wide body kit ever known to man. Put a picture of it right here. Then a tragedy happened roughly a year ago. Dan lost his wide body. Now he's been driving around like this, and we've been trying to tell him to turn it into a safari car because he takes it mudding and all this. But yeah, that is Dan's car. So we'll see what he wants to do with that. Drop Safari Veloster comments down below because we all want to see that thing off-road. But yeah, that is what Dan drives.
Also tell him to buy a bumper.
And I know we said this in the Hyperfest video, and I'm saying it again. You bring up your Jeep every time we come up to another Jeep owner. Oh yeah, I have a Jeep. Yeah. Where? We want to see it.
So this is my Nissan 350Z. No, I was kidding. So basically the summary of this video was to just kind of show you guys what we drive, my daily, my GTI.
We don't just shoot media.
Exactly. And like my project car E36. So we're not just cameramen, we're also car guys. I love working on cars. Thankfully it's not my job because I would hate it. But you know, going home and working on my car and then editing. It's very nice. There's
Just
something,
experiencing the
yeah.
feeling of driving. It's something that you have to have while doing the media. Like, treat cruises just as valuable as I treat editing and all that too.
exactly. There's solitude to it. And it's just kind of like,
That's why we're into this.
yeah, like where do you want to go with this kind of thing? It's like, I want to build this into like my fun project car, and I want to make media my full-time job one day and kind of build a community with Kyle and Ignition Speed so we can kind of inspire people. And I want to be inspired by other people as well.
But for events, we got Grid Life coming up, and that's about, I'm pretty sure that's one of the only big August events.
Yeah. Ireland, I mean, we got Ireland, what, September?
Ireland in September, LZ World Tour, back in Mondello.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have enjoyed the videos. I mean, Sevens Day, that was just killer, running around New York City.
Yeah.
But
We're doing
don't
a very
forget
future
to
tense
subscribe. We're on the way. We're not even gonna say 5K, we're on the way to 10K. Now that we hit 1K, next milestone is 10K.
10K.
We're gonna be able to hit it this year.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to, so.
So blow this
subscribe.
video up, make it go viral.
Even though you guys have
definitely won't go
never
viral.
seen a 350Z E36 build.
Yeah, this is
done
the
before,
rarest car you've ever seen. That
but
is
it's
the
from
more,
the Ignition Speed
is
Garage.
more
team.
rare.
So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
all right.
Later. Oh, that was bad.
Wait, don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe. That was good. Second try.